Johnny Depp defamation trial. Amber Heard breaking down on the stand as she testified that her relationship with Depp turned from a Hollywood romance to violence and abuse. TJ Holmes joins with more. Good morning, TJ.
Hey, good morning to you, Stray. And so much has been made of just how ugly the details have been in this trial. But Amber Heard started her testimony yesterday using words like remarkable, beautiful, magic, chemistry, and describing just how generous Johnny Depp was as they were falling in love. But the tone changed when she was asked this question. Do you remember the first time he physically hit you? Her answer, and I quote, "I will never forget it. It changed my life."
I do.
Actress Amber Heard on the stand for the first time in her defamation battle against ex-husband Johnny Depp.
This is the most painful and difficult thing I've ever gone through.
The Aquaman actress accusing Depp of physically and sexually abusing her, saying the relationship, which started with passion, turned to pain.
He was also this other thing. And that other thing was awful thing that would come out and take over, and it was, you couldn't see the Johnny I loved.
Alleging Depp's mood fluctuated depending on his drink or drug of choice.
Johnny on speed is very different from Johnny on opiates. Johnny on opiates very different from Adderall and cocaine Johnny, which is very different from Quaaludes Johnny.
She claims the abuse started when she asked him about his infamous Wino Forever tattoo, which was once an ode to ex-Winona Ryder. Heard saying Depp struck her 3 times.
And I said, what does it say? And he said it says Wino. It says Wino. And I didn't see that. I thought he was joking. Because it didn't look like it said that at all, and I laughed. It was that simple. I just laughed because I thought he was joking, and slapped me across the face. I just sat there thinking, how much time do I have to figure out what I need to do, because God, did he just hit me?
Millions have followed every moment online, and some are even making the trip to this Virginia courthouse to watch the stars' legal clash over a 2018 Washington Post op-ed in which Heard labeled herself a public figure representing domestic abuse. Depp was not named in that op-ed, but he's suing for $50 million, claiming his career suffered. Heard countersued for $100 million, claiming Depp was abusive, allegations he denies.
Heard is going to be back on the stand today, and people have been lining up outside the courthouse trying to get a seat inside, fans. And this, of course, involves 2 Hollywood stars. But advocates for domestic abuse survivors are concerned about something like this playing out in front of millions and want to remind this is not for your entertainment. We are hearing very serious allegations of domestic violence, Robin, and they're concerned about the impact it could have on domestic abuse survivors choosing to or not to come forward.
And thank you, TJ Holmes, for bringing that very important point up. We're going to bring in our chief legal analyst, Dan Abrams. We heard her on the stand. How important her testimony?
It's critical. And when you talk about domestic abuse, remember, he's saying he's a victim of domestic abuse. Up to this point in the case, he has testified. He has said he never hit a woman in his entire life. He says he was the victim here. Now we hear from Amber Heard on the witness stand, who says not only was she a victim of domestic abuse, but she was a victim multiple times. Remember, as a legal matter, if these jurors believe even one instance of domestic abuse, it doesn't have to believe all of them, then I don't see how he possibly wins the case. So it's a critical moment.
And she spoke about his alleged drug and alcohol abuse in other incidents, and you say that's relevant.
It's incredibly important, because if the jurors believe that he was so drunk or so high on drugs that maybe he doesn't remember, that could provide an answer for why does he think he didn't do it, and yet her testimony may seem credible. And the jurors could say, well, you know what? He was so drugged out, he was so drunk all the time, maybe that provides an explanation. It also sort of sullies him up, right? There's a lot of testimony about really bad behavior by Johnny Depp. And that's not going to help him either in the guilt phase or if somehow he wins this case in terms of damages. So the drug and alcohol, very relevant for both those reasons.
You set the bar pretty high. They said he only has to convince they only have to convince the jurors of one incident. So can Johnny Depp win this case?
It's a hard case to win. As a legal matter, and she made this point on the witness stand, she's like, I'm being sued here. She's the defendant here. It's not two people. I mean, she is countersuing him, but in the context of this lawsuit, she is the defendant here. So he has to prove that it's not true. And remember, as TJ pointed out, she didn't mention him by name in the op-ed piece. That makes it another thing that makes this a very difficult case for Johnny Depp to win.
Okay. Dan Abrams, thanks very much.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.